the story of how the band came together, because that's, I think, is kind of funny. Some girl posting a Kijiji ad and then being kicked out of the band.
Yeah. Do you?
Okay,
so it all kind of started with someone posted Kijiji ad, like you said, and we all kind of showed up at Starbucks on White Ave.
Not knowing what to expect.
Not really knowing what to expect. Going into it, I thought it was a joke. I'm going to show up and no one's going to be there.
And Ed was here when I showed up. You were there, and I actually talked to you before, and I knew it was you.
But yeah, so the Six Fest started practicing in January
2010.
Yeah, 2010. Well, yeah.
We're at it for a good year.
Yeah.
And members dwindled slowly. Yeah. We added Matt, and then 6-month hiatus, and we're kind of starting fresh. In the past
so let's touch on that. So you guys like kind of got together and like as a 3-piece and kind of dwindled down, and then a 6-month hiatus, which would probably break most bands.
We're determined.
Yeah, but so then you came back and you guys were so like, how was that as a band? Him coming back after 6 months hiatus? Was it
that first rehearsal? Didn't miss a step.
No. There was a little bit of stumbling, but yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah. We all kind of caught on. I still remembered lyrics. We all remembered where we're supposed to stand on songs.
Well, and that was in July. So have you guys been like really gearing up and trying to get out there as a band now?
Yeah, full throttle.
Yeah.
Did the Two Hills Festival, which was a bit of a dive, but it was something. We got what we needed.
Yeah.
And now we've just been trying to attack Edmonton.
So where are you guys wanting to take the band?
To the top. We want to as far as we can go. I mean,
first things first, established in Edmonton.
Yeah. At the least, become a known local person to go see.
Yeah, and how are you guys finding that? Because it seems that you're kind of right now outside of like the Edmonton scene, trying to kick your way in. Is there like some frustrations with that, or how is that going?
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, venues, if you're a nobody and you can't bring anyone in, they won't even bother unless they have a small opening for someone else, and then you get your 20 minutes of
chance.
You get a sound check for 20 minutes, and that's pretty much it, right? But it's pretty difficult to get in. I mean, larger bands, like the well-known bands, we sent an email to them, one of them, and they're like, "Oh, well, we'll check you guys out, and I'll ask the other bandmates, and we'll see if you're good enough to play with us." And it's just like
dog eat dog.
Yeah,
but we were. So
yeah,
but we were good enough,
and then we turned them down.
Yeah. So. I'm sorry, that's funny. Fuck those guys, exactly. They were. Who does that?
Taking their
You're greasy. I bet it was. No, I'm not even going to
name names.
Yeah.
Anyways, so like, how have you guys been going about trying to kick into the scene? Just like emailing out and be like, "Hey, we're a band."
Biggest thing that's worked is reaching out to the other locals.
Yeah.
We had a meeting a couple of weeks ago, and we kind of figured that the best way to go about it is and Paul came up with this: lead by example.
Okay.
Just
start. So what do you mean by that? What's the kind of the philosophy?
Well, even we saw you at a show. Like, let me ask you. You went to a show, right? For the first
I
time
go to a lot of shows.
The first time you go, what do you think of it?
At your guys' show?
No, your show. Like, you went to a show. How did you find it?
Oh, my first show ever, back when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
My
local,
first,
like some kind of
local.
time.
Like, I grew up in St. Albert, so the first show, and I moved into Edmonton, and right around there I would have been about 16 and really into punk.
And you liked it. You enjoyed it. You had fun. So
there was good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and we saw your Carl for breakfast. That's where we met you. We ran into you, and that's what we're doing. We're leading by example.
Okay.
Going to shows, meeting bands, and going and saying hi, and that and genuinely, if we like the band and we think they were awesome, we'll actually go out and be like, "Holy shit, that was awesome!" You guys, I mean. I remember going to see Carl for breakfast the first time, and it was just like, I saw them, and it was the first thing I thought was, oh, well, this is kind of like just a punk rock band kind of thing. And then I actually watched them, and they were fantastic.
They don't hold back.
No, they don't. And
they were pretty good guys.
And so it's just leading by example, going to shows, meeting people. And
so is that kind of what you guys are doing, like trying to build support for your band by lending the support out?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. That is a very good philosophy, and I think that's something a thing more bands need to do. Because what's kind of aggravating is you go out to a show and like bands playing and brings out all their friends, and like a band like you guys just starting out like before or after, and their friends don't stick around to see you, or they're not experienced. So you guys are looking at doing like a full length coming up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And why choosing to do the full length?
Well, we've been at it for almost 2 years. It just seems like we should have something to show for.
Yeah, well, we do. It's just that we have like that's probably like the one, like that's our next step. The next big step is to make a full length and hand it out to all the.
Yeah, but why choose a full length over doing like an EP or a digital single or something like that?
Because we have material for it, I guess. It's pretty much. I mean, we were thinking about doing like, like 5 every couple months and then just doing it that way. But I think that, do a full length a year, maybe more, but do a full length a year and then sit on those songs and do, and start getting into the release an album, tour, promote, and then wash, rinse, repeat kind of thing. So
yeah. So then, are you guys looking at doing like a tour, heading out west, heading out east?
Yeah. Middle of spring.
Yeah.
Get the album done. Hopefully do a tour.
Go to Vancouver. Make our way back.
But now, like, out of everywhere you could head to, like, why Vancouver? Is it still because, like, Vancouver is the music haven?
Not even.
It's not. It's there. I don't know. There isn't. My opinion, there isn't a music haven anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that Vancouver is better than Edmonton, yes, but.
Internet.
Let's debate that. Let's debate.
Okay.
So why? Why is Vancouver better than Edmonton?
People, I don't know. People go to shows. People seem friendlier there. There's more of an art. I mean, look at Edmonton, the new art gallery.
Yeah.
Everyone's freaking out about that because it's
different.
It's different. It's ugly, and why do we need another one kind of thing?
Yeah, but like on a like scene wise, like there's a lot of opinion and a lot of stuff coming out that cities like Vancouver and Toronto and kind of the big Canadian music hubs that are slowing down, where like Edmonton right now is on an upswing. Like, do you guys find that's true from being out there on the streets, or is that kind of...
No, I don't think that there's an upswing. I think it's dwindling. I mean, I don't really think that there's very many... it's just, I mean, you go to shows and there's no one there. I mean, you'd be lucky to get 10, 15 people to a show.
Now, is that something to do with the fans, or is that an issue with...
I think the music just sucks.
I
think the music sucks.
So you're coming right out and saying that the music on the Edmonton scene's no good. Like,
I don't
have the
There's
talent.
a lot of good music, but
I'm
recognizing it.
Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
I should define. There's. I think the guys everyone's trying to follow the pop punk and the Nickelback jock rock.
Yeah.
Everyone's following because it works, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just.
It all gets pretty confuddled together.
Yeah, and
muddy.
Well, it's what sells, right? So why being creative with it if it sells?
What you coin that? You coined the term. Coin it here. Jock rock. That's what you call it.
Yeah, jock rock.
It's
what I mean. Yeah, and it's just I find that all of it is not all of it. There's really really good. I mean, Carl for Breakfast.
That's the upswing you're talking about. There is a surge of good bands coming, because I left for 6 months.
Yeah.
I came back. Didn't know any of these bands before I left. Once I got back, they're everywhere. I see these shows at Borden Park, and they're everywhere. There's gotta be 20 or so, and we're trying to kind of work our way in that. We're connecting with them. Come for Breakfast is a good one, reaching out to us. voidtv is doing great, reaching out to them.
Yeah.
Well, and sorry, just to elaborate. I mean, you look at the radio stations at this point. We've got 3 different popular music, right? I mean, they play their Simple Plan, Avril Lavigne, Eminem.
So is it that the radio stations aren't like doing enough? Like,
I don't think
our scene's just not getting the media attention.
No,
or?
I don't think so. I mean, we've got CKUA, CJSR, and then Sonic has Band of the Month.
But I mean, music in general is just getting very saturated. You don't have 10 genres with 10 fans each. You have 100 genres with 1 fan each. Something like, international music isn't so much anymore. That's the thing of the past. You're not going to have another Coldplay another U2. There's not going to be those world bands touring internationally. What you're now going to have is national bands at the most. And it's something like Sonic can capitalize on that. They should play local music. That's what they're going to have. That's all they're going to have in so many years.
Like, where would you guys want to see the scene go?
I'd like to see some of the promoters, some of the top promoters. I won't name their names, but there's a couple guys who could really reach out to us.
Yeah.
And some of the other great bands who are just kind of trying to get their foot in the door, but they're ignoring them and passing them over for what works. There's some great music in Edmonton that's not getting heard.
Yeah, and then as a band, where you guys wanted to go in the next couple of years?
Keep experimenting.
Yeah,
keep going.
Keep growing and growing as a band. Well, that's awesome, guys. Thanks for coming in, and that
Thank you.
concludes our Void